It's a nice atmosphere in here.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
I like it. So what was I going to say? So have you any hobbies?
Do you know what I don't know?
No idea.
I can't say cooking because I'm so crap.
They don't teach you this sort of crap in school, unfortunately. They teach you useless stuff that you don't need. I don't care what pie is.
You're 100% right, and that is why we're going to talk about how you slay your first dates. Okay, let's go. No, I've not been uploading, but I've been very, very active in getting theoretical knowledge into my brain, and on a day-by-day basis, traveling around, meeting new people, and practically applying it. So what I have for you today is a few tips of what I've learned on the field of how to present the best possible version of yourself on a first date. Okay, and it's also kind of transferable to follow-up dates, not necessarily just the first date. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. The first tip is something that I know every single person watching this video does. Okay, you change your daily routine before a date, either to facilitate the ability for you to pamper yourself up, okay, to go for a morning run. You basically will do things that you don't normally do to facilitate for the fact that you have a date. And although this sounds logical, you're planning for something, it's actually not a positive thing for two reasons. Number one, you are investing so much into this date from the get-go that if it gets cancelled, you're going to be even more let down than you otherwise would have been if you didn't invest this time. Okay? Number two, because you have invested all this time into the date, when you are on the date, you're naturally going to have a more needy vibe with that other person. Okay, because you have invested more from your day into that date going well, or in the hopes of that date going well, and you therefore, whether you realize it or not, subliminally will project more neediness because you have invested more of your time and some of your mental ability into that date that you otherwise don't really need to do. Okay, a date should be literally something that, yeah, you look good for, but you kind of just turn up for. You turn up being your normal self. Arguably, that is a better representation than the most pampered up version of you with the quicker you can break the barrier of being professional on a date. And when I say professional, I really mean this, right? You see so many people who go on dates and it's kind of like, how are you today? Like, oh, how's your day been? And it's very professional. You need to break that professional barrier as soon as possible because it's a false pretense. It's not real. It's not real. That's not how you communicate with someone in a long-term relationship. That's not how you communicate with your friends. The quicker you can get to just being comfortable and speaking as if you've known each other forever, the better. Okay? And that's going to happen sooner if you don't give off a false pretense of who you are by trying to be all professional and businessy. Relax, smile, crack jokes, okay, and ask the other person questions, which leads me to my next point. The amount of dates I have been on where I have been talked at and just talked at and talked at, I have lost count, but I hate it. I absolutely hate it because I understand how powerful what I'm about to teach you is. Okay, and you probably already know this, but let me talk to you about it. I've met people extremely high up in business. I've met people extremely high up in the dating world, in social dynamics, extremely popular people. And the one common trait I have found to be able to get every single one of these people to enjoy a conversation with me is to find a topic they are passionate about and ask them questions about it. This is something I have seen work on every single person. Like I'd say 99% of people that I have a conversation with. And you're not doing it in a manipulative way. I do it from a place of wanting to learn more. Even a homeless person could have a passion where they were the most famous artist and then their business failed and then they became homeless. But they could teach you a hell of a lot about art, right? So you can learn from everyone, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Find a topic they're passionate about and speak to them about it. Ask them questions about it. Do not do all the talking because I absolutely hate this. I want to be asked questions from time to time. I want to feel like it's a conversation, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm just there being talked at like it's a speech. Did I buy tickets to sit at your speech? No. Okay, we're here on a date, so let's have a conversation, okay? Do not sit opposite someone on a date. And ideally, don't go somewhere where you have to sit opposite them, such as a meal. Do not go on a meal for a first date, especially, okay? It's very awkward to have to sit opposite someone eat your food, simultaneously make eye contact, and simultaneously remember all the stuff I'm talking to you about. If two people are doing something outdoors and adventure, the venue that they're in physically changes very often, and that builds more of a sense of togetherness. It builds more of a sense of a connection between the two people, because they have been the consistent, they have been the constants in an environment that is variable. And if there's two constants in several different variable environments, those two constants grow closer together. Okay, so you will have more of a connection with the person if you're changing venues, it's outdoorsy, and it's just the two of you. Okay, the last tip is going to sound quite strange as well, but again, it's a thing, just trust me. Okay, break the touch barrier as soon as you possibly can. What I mean by this is, if the person makes a funny joke, don't slap him, but just slap him on the shoulder like, haha, that's really funny, man. If someone says something, push them and be like don't, not aggressively, okay guys, I'm not saying this in a weird way, but you know, like if someone says something funny, you can just like touch them on the shoulder like, that's really funny. Just do stuff like that, because one of the worst things you can do is go on a whole first date, not have even touched the person, and then you're both there thinking like, oh, are we going to kiss each other at the end of this date? Do you know what I mean? Breaking the physical touch barrier as soon as possible in a non-creepy way. Okay? Only when it seems natural to touch someone. Okay? You have to do it, because it just makes the escalation at the end of the day much more comfortable and easier for both parties if the touch barrier has been broken beforehand. Okay? So let me just recap on those one more time. Don't change your daily routine up. Find a topic that the other person is passionate about and ask them questions about it. Do something outdoorsy, because that's going to get the best possible mental stimulation from both parties and build the biggest amount of rapport in the quickest amount of time. Okay? And the last thing is to break the physical touch barrier as soon as possible. Remember those 4 things and you're going to be slaying your dates. All right? Take care, guys.